Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup, Day 2. It is the CDC Event number 8 coming to you from Sheepshead Bay. And if you don't know what that means, that is Brooklyn, New York. That's right, the CDC for the first time ever in New York City. And it's the second day after an exciting day, Day 1, Event 7, which was won by Nick Lindberg. But now it's a clean slate. We are starting anew, and we are starting off strong. In just a few moments, we're going to have in the top 64 our first match of the day. As you can see on your screen right there, Ross Snook and Gary French. I mean, what a diabolical way to start. It is absolutely tremendous darts from the get-go. Two men that could prospectively be in the finals, but only one can advance. And which one that will be, we will find out shortly. I am joined by Jennifer Mount, and we've got our entire crew working tirelessly pretty much since Thursday. It's been a whirlwind of a weekend, and it all culminates with this. But Jen, how are you feeling today?
I am feeling great. Welcome back, everyone. This is our 4th weekend of the Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit. This is the Dart Connect Digital Steel experience. It has been one heck of an experience. Yesterday was fantastic. We had David Maher, co-founder of Dart Connect, in here himself. That was a wonderful interview that Colin had conducted with him. Thank you for that.
No, thank you.
We're getting ready to start off. I'm so excited for this match. We saw Gary French playing Robbie Moder last night. It was fantastic. Our first time having Gary French on the stream. He absolutely demolished throughout the bracket to get to that point. So it'll be exciting. This is a tough matchup. So we're underway.
And you take a look at Gary, what he did yesterday, and for a while after who he took out, it was a veritable gauntlet of North American powerhouses in darts. He took out Chris White, he took out Lauby Jr., he took out Jim Widmeyer, but then he just ran out of a little bit of steam. He had one bad round against Robbie Madra yesterday, and Madra would go on to the finals and lose against an absolutely stellar performance by Nick Lindberg. But now, brand new day. Here we are in leg 1. Of course, this is in the top 64, so it is a race to 5. Best 5 out of 9 legs. And there's a nice trip out of Gary French. He is a New York native by way of Galway, Ireland. So we'll call him a native. And of course, Ross Snook, just a wonderful gentleman from Canada. Man who's got he's got 2 switches, it seems. He's got Goofy and Straight Series. And that's it. We saw both of them yesterday. We'll see what we get out of Ross today. But I'm proud to say that I pronounced Ross's name correctly. He said it was difficult going over or doing the PDC in Vegas. They kept calling him Snook.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And I said, well, that's just the English accent. I can't hold it against him. He said, no, I told him, it's Snook. And of course, they said Snook. But yes, it is Ross Snook and Gary French. And this should be a tightly contested match, as opposed to yesterday where we saw a lot of the top 64 matches. They were 5-1, 5-2. This, for all intents and purposes, could go the distance. That remains to be seen. It's a brand new day, and of course, after a full day of darts yesterday, beautiful 105 right there by Ross. We'll see if fatigue sets in at all, but so far, so good between these two gentlemen.
96.
Good pick there by Gary. We had a little bit of a slow start. It's still early, though. I think we'll see something drastically different throughout the rest of this match. Ross setting up the tops. Beautiful 76 checkout by Ross Snook.
And again, either of these gentlemen could be finalists, and it's a shame that that both of them couldn't be. But this is the way tournaments go. You can't pick and choose, and there are no favorites here. It's just luck of the draw. Ross is starting off strong. He took that first leg. Gary, of course, leading off this second leg there with an 81. And then a nice ton 40. Nope, no, I'm sorry. My math is again wrong. I'm just not good with the math today.
No, it was a ton 40 for Ross. Yeah,
it was. He let off a ton 40. That's right. All right. So I'm not giving myself enough credit. But Ross he is nailing that trip 20. He is all around it right now. Nice ton out of him. So Gary's got to put the pedal to the metal right now if he wants to advance, especially after the tear he went on yesterday.
Nice follow by Gary, starting to get into his groove a little bit. Beautiful CDC shirt worn by Jeff Good, our official floor announcer.
And of course he wears it well because Jeff is just a handsome gentleman.
Absolutely. Doesn't even have to try.
No. No, he puts the good in good. Gary French stepping up to the line right now, trying to set himself up. Needs to get a nice start there. Oh, he pulls it out. The third dart leaves himself an out. Now Ross. 161, it's a tough one. Trip 17. Nope, he went trip 19 on it. Didn't get it.
Snag a goal.
Gets a 64 nonetheless. Gary French. 143 out. Not an easy one, and he's not going to be able to pull it out now, so it's going to be up to Ross. Mr. Snook. Wow, nice ton 21, though. But he's back against the wall. He leaves himself a double 11. If he gets a shot at it, that's up to Ross Snook right now. That's that 19, 78, 54, 24, double 12. Oh, just on the wire. Gary French, an opportunity here to steal one back. And he nails it. With no hesitation whatsoever, Gary French steps up to the line and knocks it down, making this one apiece.
Gary checks out 22 to hold his throw. Looking for a break now.
We're holding serve so far.
Absolutely. And if you all missed it, you can go back and watch the separate stream. We were able to stream the Junior Tour Finals. Congratulations again to Gavin Nickel. Absolutely wonderful match. We have a graphic up on the A to Z Facebook page. You can go out and check their stats. Buster Graves, our runner-up with a 139 checkout this morning. It was a fantastic match. Please go back and watch that and share it with all the parents. Should definitely be proud of these young gentlemen.
Yeah, we've seen some tremendous darts, the future of darts. And the future of darts has been right here in Brooklyn, New York. It's tremendous to see Gavin Nickel. You take a look at James Butler, for goodness sake. Like, it just goes on and on. There's the future of North American darts and American darts in general looks really, really bright, seeing some of the darts coming out of these young men.
By the way, we are also streaming to the USA Darts YouTube. If you would like to get that high definition on your TV at home, definitely check that out.
Smart TVs.
Absolutely.
The wave of the future. It's crazy. I don't even have a phone anymore. I just use my TV. There's an 81 out of Gary. That's not true. I'm going to be attached to my phone for life.
Yeah, I tend to watch streams on cell phones as well. It's just easy because you follow the Championship Darts Circuit Facebook page, and boom, you get a notification every time we go live.
Well, it used to be growing up that commercial breaks, that was your excuse to get up, grab a bite to eat or a drink, use the restroom. Now you can just throw it on your phone and it's with you at all times. So just do commercial-free everything. Nice 94 there out of Gary French. Leaves himself an out. Ross trying to do the same so he can hold serve here. Just outside, you saw him. He was disappointed in those first two darts. He was pounding the trip 20 earlier. Escaped him right there. So Gary French with an opportunity to break Ross. He's not going to do it with that 5, though. Himself 120. And, oh, just outside the trip.
A tough run for him, but he's really coming alive this leg. I think started off a little slow, but if you go back yesterday and watch the previous match against Robbie, it was a completely different world for him.
Yeah, he was just on fire yesterday.
Absolutely.
And I cannot speak highly enough of what he did yesterday and who he had to go through. 3 prospective champions. For all intents and purposes, we've seen incredible darts out of Danny Lauby. Oh, double top! Stunning darts out of Gary French. He breaks Ross to take a 2-1 lead, and he gets to lead off himself. But again, taking down Lauby Jr., taking out Chris White, who's one of the top shooters in North America. And oh, almost our first max of the day out of Gary French. A strong open there.
Well, it wouldn't be actually, because Gavin Nickel hit a maximum this morning in the youth final, so it would have been the first for the main event.
There we go. First one of our streams.
We're already starting off hot. This is similar to this morning. 76 checkout from Ross first leg, 105 to follow with Gary here. It's looking really good. Beautiful ton 40.
Anthony Eugenia's favorite. Anthony Eugenia prefers a ton 40 over a ton 80.
Absolutely. And we talked about the curse of the 180 before as well.
Yep. Yeah. So, and there's a nice ton 40 from Ross. All right. Starting to heat up a little bit. But Gary gave him a look there. But I think he was looking at the scoreboard. It was just happenstance there. It'd be funny, though. Give him a dirty look. How dare you steal my ton 40. Drops down. He gets a 91. Gives himself a 1. Ross Snook trying to get a big round. Starts off strong with that trip 19. 76 scored.
77.
Third one goes up 77. So not good enough for the way Gary is throwing right now.
Ooh, could do a 12 darter here.
That one got away from him. Still comes away with a 76. Even 54 remaining, so 14 double top most likely for Gary French. Ross Snook needs a big round here to leave himself an out. That's not going to do it. I mean, he left himself an out, but it's the hardest one of all. So there's the 14 double top for Gary. Outside, good marker. Oh, just got away from him.
Okay, let's see our first 170 out of the day.
Of the tournament. Not going to happen, but still, we can root for it. We don't play favorites. We play favorites for great darts. I don't care who hits them, just want good darts.
Good pick by Ross, leaving himself an 87, at least a respectable finish.
Good marker. Wrong side of the marker. Oh, and it sails just inside. Gary French is going to be beating himself up if he does not come away with a win in this leg. Because Ross is fully capable.
Double bull. Oh, we saw him do it before. He got close.
Yep, and it's early in the day, too. These guys have not hit their stride yet, so it's difficult. But there we go. The elusive double 5 from yesterday. We only saw 2 hit on myriad opportunities, and so far, 1 for 1 on the day. So, again, it's a brand new day, new stats, new everything. But it seems to be the same Gary French from yesterday. Pride and joy of the Bronx, one of a few Bronx shooters. Comes away the respectable 99. Now, Ross needs to get back into it. Doesn't want to let this slip away. Needs to get a couple legs to tie up with Gary. 4 to win it. 59. He's disappointed in himself. Ross does not look like the same Ross we saw yesterday. Not flying his way. He seems a little more disappointed, less in the zone. Gary slipping up a little bit as well right there. Here's an opportunity for Ross. Snook needs a big trip right here. Gets it. How about another one, Ross? Just outside, but a respectable ton nonetheless.
I think for Ross, this is definitely the moment to change the chemistry of this game, because he could hold throw and hopefully break to tie up and then be in that advantageous spot. So I think this is the moment where Ross really needs to come alive.
Until Gary French goes up and hits a nice ton 23.
Yeah.
Ross has an opportunity to answer here. He did lead serve at a
goes.
ton 40.
Like he can hear us.
Thanks for listening, Ross. We appreciate it. And Gary trying to set himself up for an out. Right, nice 80 there. 80 the hard way. Gives himself an out, but Ross with an opportunity here. Stepped away from him. Yeah, you can see on his facial expression there. Doesn't know exactly what happened. He's not pleased. And a bullseye didn't even fall for him. That seems to be falling very easily for Ross.
Yeah, it's just not clicking for him right now.
Gary French, a very tough out. And even tougher after hitting a single 5. Drops down to even it out, and he does so. So Gary leaving himself a nice 74. Ross with a chance. Still has a chance. He needs that trip 17. Doesn't get it. Goes back upstairs. 44. Even up 62. Gary French. 74. Several ways to go about this. What does he choose to do? He was going to go for the 14 route.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Ross is going to walk up with one more chance to change this game.
Gary French, 34, double top. If he gets an opportunity, that is in the hands of Ross Snook right now. Another 16. 24, double top. Oh, just outside, and he knows. He let that one slip away. Gary French, 3 darts at double top. Just inside. Good marker.
Oh, no.
Same as we saw with the double 10 before with Gary. Getting the good marker, but going on the wrong side of it. Ross Snook, huge opportunity. Just inside. Just inside again. The double 5 are going to go 2 for 2. No, we will not. We'll go 1 for 2. That'll get you in the Baseball Hall of Fame, batting .500, but not good enough to get the win there for Ross Snook. Gary French living on borrowed time here, it seems. Double 10, and he nails it, giving himself a commanding 4-1 lead over Ross. Too many opportunities squandered there by Ross Snook.
An excellent break of throw by Gary French, and he will start off with a great advantage here. One more leg for him to win the match and move on and progress to the next round. Too many chances there for Ross, I believe. Could have absolutely changed this entire match.
Yeah, the trajectory was going in Gary French's favor. Ross with just too many opportunities at doubles. And you got to hit those. That's paramount. Hit all the ton 80s you like. Or ton 40s if you're Anthony Eugenia. But that's
good 99 start.
Yes, solid start for Ross. So none of these players are going to bend or fold or give up. They're always going to keep fighting, and that's a beautiful 137 out of Gary French, who seems to be in cruise control right now. Ross needs some big triples. Drop down, and he gets the 97. All right. Bill, is that going to be enough distance between him and Gary? Did he tighten it up enough?
Losing it a little bit, but it's still a pretty commanding lead, especially with the way he started. I think Ross would need back-to-back big rounds to take this.
At least a ton 23 just outside. Drops down. That trip 19's been working for him.
Yeah.
You might want to stick with that for his next round. Gary French, straddling that trip 20. Finds it there. And a beautiful 99, leaving him a 120. Now Ross Snook. At least a ton 40. There's the trip. Oh, slips away from him. Still a 98. Gives himself an out, and Gary will not be able to get out here. So a huge opportunity for Ross Snook.
To leave tops. Great setup, but Ross could take this 167.
Trip 20. No, he's not going to be able to get it. Now, you think Gary French, after 2 missed opportunities at the double 20, will he let that happen again?
For the match.
Find out right now. Inside again. Inside again. Double 5. Gary French just outside. Leaves himself 3 shots at the double 5 if and only if Ross Snook does not take it out right now. Huge starts for Ross. Goes down to that 19. Trip 18. Doesn't get it. Stays there.
Slow and steady, giving him chances to catch up, but
double 5 is
that is it. Gary French will move on and progress to the second round, winning 5-1 over Ross Snook.
Well, we saw it yesterday. I thought it was going to be a little bit tighter, but in the round of 64, that's where you kind of separate the men from the boys, even though it's all men out there. I'm not going to try to emasculate anyone, but 5-1s and 5-2s. That's what we saw in the round of 64. Ross staring at the board, wondering what went wrong. Gary French getting away with 2 wins, 2 legs, that is, with double 5, which was so elusive yesterday. But today, he found it, and with that, he advances. Gary French, we will either talk about or see a little bit later on in the round of 32. Ross Snook backing up the darts and calling it a day. These 2 friends talking it out right now over a friendly glass of water. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We've got a few more round of 64s left here. We've got tons of great competitors in the preeminent darts tournament in North America, the CDC. So, kick back, relax, share this with all your friends, tell a friend to watch what we're doing right now, and not us. I mean them, those dart players, some of the best in the country, on the continent. The Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup continues in just a few minutes. CDC Event number 8 coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. Colin Cosell, Jennifer Mount, and all of the best shooters in North America in one room. We'll have more great darts coming your way. Stay tuned.
you asking what I was doing here? I'm just here supporting Darren. He's here doing the JDC Youth Clinic. So we're just here, me and Gary stopped by. He asked us to come by and just helping out the kids with any questions they may have or any tips that we can give. And we just got a bunch of product to give away. And I'm always here to support my shot young guns. So
that's nice.
Here talking all those. Congratulate Buster on his national title. So it's been a good little morning. We got, like I said, a bunch of product. I'm going to have a raffle going for a couple sets of my darts. And yeah, just a fun little morning before it kicks off. The CDC tour stop number 3. Getting the youth involved in darts is huge. I mean, that's how I got started. I was playing in youth leagues probably when I was started when I was around 10. Worked my way all up to win the Canadian Youth Nationals, and here I am, 46, still playing. So yeah, it's a great form. Keeps the kids out of trouble, gives them something to do, and yeah, you know, work on their social skills and all that. It's not all about the game, but just getting out there and meeting other kids, and yeah, a lot of fun. All those dart mums out there, get the kids going and get out there driving them and support them, and yeah, hopefully we can get youth darts going big here in America. You know, Canada has a great youth system, and if we can get caught up to what they have in Canada and overseas, it'd be awesome. It's how we're going to get a future world champion here in America for sure.
These are shaped, so they're going to be a little different design, but they're going to fly exactly the same. Give them a shot. Maybe you'll like them even more, right? Bag of goodies for the kiddies.
Of course, we are in association with the JDC, the Junior Darts Corporation, and that is Steve Brown and his partners in England, all right? And they've started a similar thing. They've led the way in England by starting youth academies and getting the young players to playing over and over again, playing tournament formats to sort of get acclimated and progress to be the next Michael Van Gerwen, and that's a true fact. That's the road that we're on. So we appreciate their support and everything that they've offered to us. And of course, one of the biggest things that they've offered us is we will send 4 players this year from this CDC Junior Tour. They will get an invitation to the JDC Junior World Championship, and that's in England in December. Okay, so 4 players from North America through the CDC Junior Tour will go over. Mr. Hayden Brown was our rep that went over last year, and Hayden had an amazing time. Met Michael Van Gerwen, and who else? Vincent Vandervoort, Steve Brown, of course, and Wayne Mardell. Great experience and an amazing weekend. So we're thrilled to have the chance to do that for 4 players, all right? And to sort of help the winner of the tour, we're going to cover the flight expense, all right, and a double occupancy room. So there'll be a room and a flight for the winner of the tour, okay? And how do you win the tour? We're going to have five tour events, as you see on the flyer. Okay, today is the first one. Okay, so 5 events over the middle 3 weekends of the CDC. Okay, the winner of each of those 5 will automatically make it into the final event. Okay, and then we're also going to keep a points list based on if you make the knockout. The format today is a round robin into a knockout. All right, so you'll get some points by making a knockout round. So we'll keep a tour points list as well. So that final event will be 8 players. It'll be made up of 8 players. Okay, so it could be 5 different players that win the events, and then we'll take 3 players from the points. Or if one player wins all 5, that player will go in and we'll take an additional 7 from the points. But the finals will be 8 players, and we'll run it the same way, a round robin into a knockout. And the winner of that event will be the tour champion, and we'll get the package to go play in England. All right. The player at the top of the points list at the end of the year will also get one of the invitations. If it's the same player that then goes on to win, then we'll give it to the next player. All right, so those are 2 spots. The Sunday after the final, we will hold an open qualifier to any North American player of age at no entry fee to fill those 2 additional spots. So if you didn't get in those first 2 ways, there'll be a playoff on the Sunday, August 5th. And the 2 finalists that day will also get the invitation to go play in England, all right? So real good, exciting stuff. It's a wonderful experience.
Welcome back to Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, New York. This is the Magic Darts Championship Darts Circuit Road to the Continental Cup. We've got the Dart Connect Digital Steel Experience here in Brooklyn, and we're moving on to our second match today. Colin Cosell joined by Jennifer Mounts. And Jennifer, we just saw two powerhouse players against each other in the top 64. Ross Snook versus Gary French. Gary French making quick work of Ross. But now we're moving on to Pat Gallagher and Sean Patrick. Pat Gallagher, of course, from the Bronx. He's Mr. Drink-It-In man himself. And Sean Patrick, his first year in the CDC. He's from Gray, Georgia, by way of Kansas. And we're going to be taking a look at cork right now as these guys size each other up. And, well, you got one gentleman who's been in the CDC pretty much since day one, Pat Gallagher, and a first year, Sean Patrick. What do you expect out of that?
You know, I'm actually quite excited. I like to see new faces, and to be totally honest, I would have loved to see the Ross Snook-Gary French match in the semifinals or the finals, something like that. I think it would have been a completely different showing there. A little slow start for Gary, but then he just started coming back and absolutely just outscoring, missing a couple chances at the doubles, but really cleaning up shop there pretty quickly. I don't think that would have been typical later on in the day. But now we have Pat Gallagher. We've featured him on the stream a couple of times. Beautiful. This is the official CDC jersey. You can find it on magicwear.com. A portion of those sales goes directly to the CDC. So if you want to see these tournaments continuing on, the best thing you can do is support their sponsors. That's the number one thing a lot of the tournament officials say, and it's the honest truth. You know, if you want to see some amazing darts, the best people in the entire nation come together. You really the best thing you can do is support the sponsors. So get yourself a nice new looking jersey. Support all of the Youth and Evolution Tour sponsors as well. We got 6 darts going in now.
We will get this thing underway, and yes, we can't stress that enough. Share, tell your friends, share the video, support in any way, shape, or form you can with the CDC, because we're not just doing this as a labor of love. We're doing this because we want to see darts in North America grow, and we want a North American-born champion over in the Alley Pally as soon as possible. So, 2 men shake hands. We're about to get this thing underway. Ross Snook will be the scorekeeper as per the rules and guidelines of any CDC tournament, and pretty much any tournament I've ever been privy to. Got Sean Patrick leading us off. So we are underway. Pat Gallagher stepping up to the Aki. Pat is a favorite in the darts community, not as a player necessarily, just as a human being. Everybody loves him. He's got an infectious laugh, just a wonderful human being. Love him to pieces, and I have no doubt Sean Patrick, if he keeps it up with the CDC, we'll get to know his name, get to know his darts, get to know more about him. Nice triple 20 there after a lackluster start, maybe a little bit of nerves. The main stage, you never know exactly how you're going to play those lights, the camera in your face, multiple cameras in your face. It's a little bit more pressure there.
Well, they're hidden well. They're strategically placed, but still, it's the idea of you're thinking about it when you're there. And you know, I gotta say, if you've ever met John Baxter, the owner of Magic Darts Incorporated, who head sponsors the CDC, he gives some of the best, wisest advice out there. He says, the day you decide that you belong on stage is the day you're going to be successful. So when you get there and you think, this is where I belong, I belong on the big stage with thousands of people watching me, it's going to change your game indefinitely.
You know what? I couldn't have said it better myself, because you need those lofty goals. You want to set that stage high. We take a look at someone like Chuck Pulio, who has dropped everything, now dedicating himself to this game that we love. So.
Ooh, a big 1080 by Sean.
Here we have.
Oh, excuse me. It was a score. Yeah. Well, no, it was a score change to 81. I was just gonna say maybe I missed that.
No, Ross is just he's taking a leisurely. Nice 94 there by Pat Gallagher. Now, Mr. Patrick steps up. Needs some big darts right here. That's not going to do it. See, he's displeased. I'm not going to read his lips out loud because I don't think it's family friendly, but I can't say I argue with that. Pat Gallagher, ton 32 or an out. Now, Pat is no stranger to big outs. And a ton would suffice. That trip 20 will leave himself double 16. 60 won't hurt, though. 72 remaining. Now, Sean Patrick needs a big round to set himself up in the event that Pat Gallagher does not come away with the win here in the first leg. And a 45 there for Sean Patrick. Gallagher sizing up his opponent, the opponent being the board. 24 scored, trip 8.
48 remaining, can stay right there.
Yeah, no need to move. Double checking the math with Ross. Size it up. That's the wrong math.
Oh, I'm
Not sure.
floored by that.
He thought it was 38, not 48. I was going to look back and realize the error there,
Yeah.
especially with Sean Patrick hitting some big darts.
He scored. And he's going to stay right there for a
Sean,
big
40.
140 to leave himself a 16 finish. That's some pressure right there for Pat.
Now, Pat, he realizes it is, in fact, 48. There, he knows. Now, double 16 to get the first leg. Just outside. Good marker, though. Just inside. We got a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 9th inning, the first leg. Now, Sean Patrick, his first time on the main stage. Trying to get the first leg. Single 8. Goes across the pond to the double 4. Just outside. Pat Gallagher. Realizes he's living on borrowed time here, going for the double 8 to take that first leg. Goes across the pond to the double 4. Double 2. He leaves himself nut house. So doubles are eluding these two gentlemen so far. Sean Patrick with an opportunity to break. Single 4. Now he's going for nut house. Just inside. All right, Pat Gallagher. Nowhere to go from here.
Okay, no man's land for Pat. Oh, that's a bust.
And since there's no double .5, as I often make that terrible joke, there's a bust for Pat Gallagher and a bust with my sense of humor now. Patrick. Pat.
I'm thinking maybe Sean thought Pat had taken that game. He was just waiting patiently.
And surprise, you've got an opportunity here all outside. All right, the doubles have become elusive for these two gentlemen. And Pat Gallagher get off the snide here, hit that double 1. Good marker. And
far into the 20.
You see that signature smile of Pat Gallagher's.
And Sean Patrick to hold throw, needing 2 4s.
And he comes away with it. So Sean Patrick with his first win on the main stage with a first leg there. Getting his first leg on the main stage, I should say. Pat Gallagher to lead off. So Sean Patrick held serve there. Now it's up to Pat. Got a Patrick versus a Patrick for all intents and purposes, just in reverse. Nice treble there by Sean to lead off, an 85. Certainly will best Pat Gallagher's 38 to lead off. As Pat bounced back from that. Just outside the trip 20. Drops down. Oh, not a good round for Pat at all. Not the darts we're used to seeing out of Pat Gallagher. And an 81 for Sean Patrick, who is kind of fallen into a nice little stride here.
The winner of this match will move on to play Chuck Pulio, so that'll be a tough matchup here. If you all want to go to darkconnect.com, you can check out the bracket and see what is going on for this event number 8, and this will tie up or finish up our weekend. Got a few names already pushing ahead into round 2. And we have Gary Mawson in the house, so he has made it.
Mawson has made it. I saw him. And hearty handshake, and he said, "Yep, I made it."
He has already progressed through his first round, winning 5-0. And we'll be waiting for the winner of, let's see, Matt Punt and Tony McTeague, I want to say. I hope that pronunciation is correct.
I believe it's accurate. Pat Gallagher's darts have really escaped him. It seems like he's rattled after the trouble with the doubles and the multiple opportunities there. He's just got to shake it off and move on. I know his wife Shirley's at home. Hello, Shirley. Probably watching, and Henley and Dawson, or Archie and Henley at this point. He's got some. He's got a couple dogs, and they're adorable, and they have their own page. That's how you.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Probably a better following than most of us.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know he's got
Animals
me
have that ability.
And the dogs have more personality too. It's unfortunate they can't speak. They'd be in the booth right now. All right, so Sean Patrick trying to capitalize on the lackluster darts out of Pat. Gallagher steps on the line. Now, don't let these averages fool you, 50 and the 47. They were much higher until they had trouble with the doubles there in the first leg. And, of course, that will absolutely decimate your average. 58 there, leaves him a ton 80, which is no out. So Sean Patrick here with an opportunity, ton 21. 20, trip 17 if he chooses to go that route.
Yes,
he gets it, double pull.
2 bulls. Oh, wow.
Wires it. And he knows he's got another opportunity, as Pat cannot get out here. Try to set himself up for an out should Sean not get out of that 25. Solid 60 out of Pat Gallagher. Darts have not looked as good. His jersey, on the other hand, looks outstanding. That is a single 14 for Sean Patrick. Not what he wanted there, and it's an 11. He's going to go 3 double 4. He's sizing it up, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Oh, there's a big bust by Sean Patrick, and a huge opportunity for Pat Gallagher if he wants to get his darts moving and going in the right direction. Now is the chance. Oh, it's trip 5. 85 scored, 85 remains. And he leaves himself with a 60. So, Sean Patrick, another opportunity. There's a 9 for the double 8. Single 8 on the inside. He goes across the pond for the double 4. Gets it this time. The doubles are starting to fall into place for Sean Patrick. Pat Gallagher needs to shake this off and move on. Sean Patrick breaks Pat for that one and leads off this third leg, leading 2-0. Solid 81 start, leaving him 420. Favorite number of such states as Colorado and California. That joke fell flat. Wow, that was terrible.
I'm so sorry. I know I should support you, shouldn't I?
No, not at all. You're the California native. I was just trying to give you guys a shout out. Nice ton 21 there by Pat Gallagher, showing a little life in the face of adversity here. But he's got to keep it up. He's got to maintain that consistency.
In my defense, I was getting excited for Pat starting off with that triple 20 right off the bat, starting to switch things up.
And I'm just trying to find a balance. We still have hours and hours of great darts to go, so I'm trying to bide my time and get all the bad jokes out of the way now.
Yeah, I think Pat's starting to reset here a little bit. He has a great streak of winning his matches on the stream, so I'm curious if he's thinking about that. I always joke with him afterwards.
Pat is a beloved member of the New York City darts community. Be participating in the Ryder Cup coming up. The Ryder Cup of Darts, not to be confused. I don't think he's much of a golfer. And then, of course, he participates in DPNY, the NYDL, New York Dart League. He's all over the place. The man just loves this game so much.
Yeah, he's been with the CDC from the beginning, and of course the DPNY was the original DP program.
Yes. Got DPNJ, DPC, DPLA. That's all thanks to Mr. Anthony Eugenia. He got that ball rolling, as well as myriad other things in the darts community, including the Ryder Cup and the Mr. NYC. We saw the reigning Mr. NYC champion, Gary French, in the last match. Gallagher with a solid 60 there. But Sean Patrick, wouldn't call the lead commanding so far, but it's a strong start, especially with Pat's difficulty with the doubles.
That with a good chance to break the throw back for himself. This would be a nice switch into his advantage if he can steal this leg.
And he needs it.
He does need it, yeah.
He needs a good confidence boost.
That's a good way to do it.
Solid ton.
Leave himself the first chance at the out.
Sean Patrick with a 19. Oh, nice triple right there. And a 99, so leaves himself a solid ton out. Pat Gallagher, an opportunity to break right now. Get himself back in this thing. Single 20, still alive, needs that treble. Just outside. Goes for a strong third dart, gets that 60. Sean Patrick, 2 darts. All it takes to take out that 100. Not going to do it. Can't even do it with 3 now. Does he go double top? Nope, he's going to go for the treble. We saw a lot of double doubles yesterday,
Oh, yeah.
so now I'm predisposed to that. Pat Gallagher, also with a chance for a 2 dart out here. The beautiful CDC logo right there. Walk it in.
Oh,
that one got away from him. For a man who's normally smiling and laughing and having a great time, he saw the look of disappointment there. Now Sean Patrick needs the double 10. Did not get it. Pat Gallagher, 3 darts at double top. Ooh, squeaks away from him. He needs to drop down.
Oh,
9. He gets
treble 3 on accident. 10 scored.
Double 15 to break Sean Patrick. Saw the double 15 giving people fits yesterday. And it continues on to today. Sean Patrick, double 10 to take a commanding 3-0 lead, and he gets it. Sean Patrick nails it. First dart. Takes a 3-0 lead. Pat Gallagher steps up to the line. Desperate darts for Pat. Just not flying the way we're used to seeing them with Pat. Looking good in warm-ups, seemed very positive, seemed happy going into today, but sometimes you just don't have it. It's like a pitcher in baseball. A ton, 25 open for Sean Patrick, who seems to be in cruise control. Lights, cameras, not affecting Sean Patrick in his first year with the CDC.
We've seen some amazing stories of people being brand new to the program. I mean, Matt Campbell is our example right now. He played his very first tour in Burlington, Ontario, and now he's here kicking butt, taking names. We had James Kinney, the very beginning, qualifying all the way through into a finals. Very first year he attempted the CDC. Only reason he even came back into darts was because of this tour. It's been waiting for decades.
And we've been waiting for someone with the kind of hair he has. James Kinney with the greatest hair in the world. I'm sure he'd be with us today.
He is a stallion.
He's in, and he's the Italian stallion.
The Italian stallion.
He is in Italy right now, having a marvelous time. So hi to James Kinney if you're watching. Keep those pictures coming, by the way. I'm living vicariously through you and your travels through Italy. And save me a glass of wine, why don't you? It looks absolutely stunning. I still have not been, but he's having a blast in his motherland. So hello to James Kinney. But Pat Gallagher now, trying to get the ball rolling for him, and he just can't find a triple either. It's all eluding him right now. Sean Patrick can kind of bide his time. You don't want to leave any opening for someone who can really threaten out of nowhere like Pat Gallagher. He can turn around in a heartbeat, but right now it's just escaping him. It's a game of millimeters, and he's centimeters off, so it's a tough day for Pat so far. Finally finds a triple right there in the 20.
Nice ton 23. Pat coming back alive. I wonder what's going through his head, though. I mean, that mental training is just not magic. When you're in these moments and you need to overcome this slump, it's deliberate, intentional, and extremely hard mental training that has to go on here.
It's so tough. It really is, especially to snap yourself out of it. But he's such a happy-go-lucky guy. I feel like he would do better than me. I need my 5 minutes to decompress, and in darts, you don't have that kind of time. Can take 5 minutes at the line, but it's ill-advised.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a choice when you're at that line in order to stay positive or just get mad and drive yourself towards losing the game. But the truth is you might not be able to stop the bad darts and the negative thoughts, but you can control whether you believe your inner critic in those moments.
Well, my personal approach to it, I always just kind of crouch down. Nice dart there by Pat, by the way. Outstanding darts. So we might see him come back to life after all, unless Sean Patrick can really put his foot on the throat, twist the knife a little bit. Look like that's going to be the case. Oh, that third dart got away from him. 24 for Sean Patrick. Pat Gallagher, an opportunity to hold serve here and get himself back into this match, hoping to break Sean Patrick in the next round. And those doubles still eluding him. Double 5. And it's a single 5. Pat is so disappointed. You can see he's despondent in his eyes. And he goes for the bust. Sean Patrick, an opportunity here. 57 scored 22, double 11. He's trying to walk it in. Just outside. Pat Gallagher, another opportunity. And this is most likely going to be his last one as their darts are starting to pick up steam and get a little hotter and more accurate.
I agree. He's got to tighten up these doubles to get back into this match.
He's walking it in. Good marker. Oh, just outside.
Regrouping, just not working off the previous darts.
And the doubles and the triples eluding Pat Gallagher. Not what he's used to. There's a smile nonetheless. Sean Patrick goes for the 6, double 8, gets a single 8. Why not jump back across the board? Didn't come through this time for the double 4.
What do you think about that attempt to fix when Pat's sitting on the 20? Even though he's struggling with the doubles, I think I would have went for that double 11.
Of course. I mean, you should automatically, especially in this level, go for your out, no matter what. For instance, the double 5.
Oh, no, too far to the left. He will give Sean one more chance to correct the correction of the 22.
Solid marker for Sean, and he gets it. Sean Patrick with a 4-0 lead over Pat Gallagher, and he gets the lead off Pat with the smile. He knows. He let some opportunities get away in leg 1 and now in leg 4. Leading off leg 5 will be Sean Patrick, just trying to come away with a clean sweep over Pat Gallagher. Got the pride and joy of Great Georgia versus the pride and joy of New York City. One of the many prides and joys. I'm not going to take away from the Jim Widmeyers or even the Anthony Eugenius of the world. The Matt Traubs, the Ryan McHughes. There's so many great darters here in New York City. You got Paul Burns, Michael Burns. I mean, it's so many of them have shown up here for this weekend and to show what New York City darts are all about. Gary French, of course, by way of Galway. But
Gary has been a gem to throw onto this stream. What a great find. I mean, not that he's not news to anyone, but it's the first for the CDC to be able to feature him. So personally, I think that's one of the more exciting New Yorkers that we've had on here.
He's just such a great guy. I mean, all these guys really are. There's usually a bad apple in every group, but you know what? Everyone here is just so friendly and cordial, and I'd like to thank all the dart players for embracing me as being an announcer. They didn't know me from Adam a few years ago, and they've allowed me to come in and start covering them, and it's been an absolute blast, and I appreciate it. So thank you to all the darters around the country and in North America for allowing me to be a part of it. I really appreciate it. Solid darts.
Beautiful 1038 from Pat.
I mean, listen, there's nowhere to go from here. He's just got to throw his best darts and keep building on it, because you're not out of it until that 5th leg is over.
And adding to what you just said, we are thrilled to have you, by the way. And I know the viewers don't have a choice of whether they listen to you or not, but it's a tough job. Commentary is often not the only thing we're focusing on, and I hate to say it, but American darts, we're at a critical mass of attention. I think everyone expects the most professional show right off the bat. But the reality is it's going to be something that we're working towards. We're working on getting better at it. I'm very new to this myself. Not even my original intention of being a part of the CDC, but it's been a fantastic change there.
Well, it's an honor to be in here with you. I know you've had this you've had this booth all season long, and it's unfortunate that I was able to, wasn't able to get in here until now. Listen, new job, new life and everything. But I'm here now, and I look forward to being back in the booth with you in October in LA for the CDC final, the Continental Cup. But the road to said Continental Cup continues right now here in Brooklyn. Pat Gallagher versus Sean Patrick, Colin Cosell, joined by Jennifer Mounds. Jennifer.
Jen is fine.
Jen. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Jennifer can sometimes be a little too professional. I feel like I'm in trouble.
No, Jennifer Mounds, what have you done? So Sean Patrick, 110 is his out. He's not going to be able to get an out, so Pat Gallagher will have an opportunity to try to cut into lead and scratch and claw his way back into this match. A tall task, but you know what? I've seen him in the face of adversity. I saw him scratch and claw his way through the New World Dart Series triple 20. Double 10, he found it.
All right,
Triple
Pat.
and a double back-to-back. Pat Gallagher, no celebration there. He knows this is all business right now. And he gets the lead off after breaking serve there. So can Pat do the seemingly impossible and pull off a win here? Wow, look who's found the triple. Look who's found his darts.
Like a whole new world for Pat here.
And Pat Gallagher also, he's kind of the king of Facebook. He's got his page. Then he's got his page for his dogs, and then he's got his now infamous pose, the Drink It In Man pose, and he's got a page for that as well. He had a bunch of the PDCers, CDCers, anyone who's around, some dart legends as well, and they all take the Pat Gallagher Drink It In Man pose, and it's quite funny. So take a look at it if you haven't yet, and feel free to add to it too. You can like that page and join it, and it's all in good fun. It's all a part of the fun and camaraderie that we get here with darts and these dart players. Nice ton there from Sean Patrick.
Absolutely, though. I mean, I've been preaching this for as long as I've been having a career in darts and being behind the scenes on the social side, but we have not been doing darts justice the way that we show it to the world, and one of those means is through social media, and unfortunately, it is not just the in thing, it is here to stay. You have to get involved with the way that you actually express yourself, how you show yourself to sponsors. I've made multiple videos on that and the importance of that, and truly talent is always the number one thing, but oftentimes creating that return on investment for your sponsors, it has a lot to do with personality and how you show yourself through not only Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. There are so many outlets, and there's so much help out there for you to learn, have some higher learning, and get used to it if it's not natural to you. So Pat's a great example of that. It is interesting the personalities we see in darts.
He's really excuse me, he's obviously embraces darts. He loves the game, inside and out, but he really is. He's a strong command of social media. And as you said, that is paramount these days. Social media isn't going anywhere. I mean, for goodness sake, there's national policy being executed via Twitter. So why can't we get darts out there and broaden it here, especially in North America? Because in Europe, darts is there, especially in Western Europe, but it's there. Australia as well, even into Central Europe and into Asia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, over there, they're more transfixed by soft-tip darts. I will never say anything bad about it, but I feel like it's time for steel tip to increase in popularity over in Asia. And it's going that direction. And you've got someone like Paul Lim who can command both.
Absolutely.
And his son Chris following in his footsteps. Chris has been, his darts have been increasing tremendously as well. And Chris, if you're watching, hello. Paul, if you're watching, hello. Two of the nicest guys, phenomenal ambassadors for the game.
Pat trying to take this 94, and he's struggling a little bit. Also, Paul Lim has another son, Michael Lim, lived where I used to live in Washington, around Tacoma, a little south of Seattle, and he's done amazing things for darts as well.
Yes.
Just not a world-traveling player just yet, but he's the younger brother, and it's a lot of pressure to follow the ghost of the past of his father and brother. But
trust me, I know.
Wonderful person as well.
As a co-cell, I know what it's like to try to follow in the footsteps of greatness. It's difficult. Those shoes can be mighty big. And speaking of big, it's a big opportunity for Pat Gallagher, double top. And he gets it.
Wow, Pat Gallagher making a comeback here.
There is life in Pat Gallagher. Once down 4-0, has cut that lead to 4-2. Sean Patrick leads off now.
Can we talk about long format for a second?
Oh,
And
isn't
the
it
power of that.
awesome?
This would have been. It would have been over. Any shorter of a format, it would have been over for Pat. He would have had a bad moment and lost because of it. But here we go. We see experience starting to come out and come back, and let's see what he can do. See if he can go all the way.
That's why the Triple Crown is so elusive in horse racing. Because, I mean, granted, we've had 2 in the past 4 years, and that in and of itself is incredible. But before that, it was almost 35, 40 years before we had that, because the races get longer. And that really separates those who can come out the gate flying from those that can bide their time and work their way into it and build up their mojo and get their darts flying or get their horse running. It's all about momentum and getting the momentum going. And in short format, you can't get momentum. It's a sprint. It's not a marathon. And I, for one, prefer the marathon, and I think the world is, especially the world of darts here in North America, they're realizing that as well. And that's what they do over across the pond in the PDC, and that's why we're grooming these players to do the same.
Yes, it is such a cultural shift that's happening. And what the CDC is, truly its nature, is not only a professional tour, the only professional tour in North America, but it is a battleground to train our men and women to be able to have the endurance to go up against the rest of the world. And we haven't had that chance yet. It's been 20 years of waiting for something big to happen in America, and it's finally happening.
Yeah, and that is, you know, it doesn't just happen overnight. That is the tireless efforts of the CDC crew, the core crew being Jeff Good, Peter Cetera, and David Irete,
Anthony Eugenia,
and of course Anthony Eugenia,
our best friend here.
Yeah, last but certainly not least, Anthony Eugenia, and then the partnership with Dart Connect. And the Dart Connect Digital Steel experience. So all these things coming together, it's pretty brilliant, it's pretty amazing, and I am honored to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form that I can be. And of course, we are nothing without the dart players, such as the one you're watching right there, Sean Patrick, disappointed with his, well, it was a lackluster turn there, leaves himself an out, knowing full well that Pat Gallagher cannot get out here. But Pat, starting to garner some momentum here, needs some big darts, and the ones are not going to do it for him.
Good pick with the treble 19, though, to leave himself an achievable finish, I would say, depending on how Sean does here with this 151.
Our first big out of the day yesterday was a ton 34, so why not a ton 36? Huge
Save. If not for that treble 20, it would have been a big confidence booster for Pat, but now he's under some pressure here. Do or die for him.
He can do it, though. I've known Pat for some time, and I know he's capable. Sean Patrick, I'm getting to know him right now. Huge first dart for Pat Gallagher. Second dart falls in there. Pat Gallagher. Double 8 to come back. Just outside. Tremendous darts. Such gumption and moxie out of Pat Gallagher. But now Sean Patrick, first time on the big stage. Gets to 18. And he goes for double top.
Oh, too high. Pat will get one more chance to stay alive in this match.
Pat Gallagher, once trying to find a heartbeat. Now the beat is getting a little stronger. Still 8. There it is. A double 4 for Pat Gallagher. Cuts it to 4-3, and he will lead off. He broke serve there for Sean Patrick. Wow. Unbelievable. Someone brought out the paddle, said clear, and found a heartbeat. Pat Gallagher is right back in this. Unbelievable. And again, it's a testament to the long format. What I love about Pat is he went for the double 8. It was inside, and he goes, well, at least it wasn't a bust. He just had that look about him. Went up there and found the right dart. Sean Patrick, his countenance has not changed at all. He's had the same facial expression this entire time. You can't tell if he's happy or sad. He's all business. I love that about Sean Patrick. So welcome to the big stage, and welcome to the big to the CDC, to the big tour, Sean Patrick. Love having you aboard.
It's amazing what spirit can have, what the change in spirit can do to a match, because you see Sean Patrick not necessarily blowing these legs away, but he is tightening, up his group, and he's taking the doubles out, within a certain amount of time before Pat has too many chances to take it back. And he had a monster lead right off the bat, but now is suddenly, losing leg after leg, and you have that shift of mentality and forgetting all of the good things that happened for him in this match. So it's really easy to focus on the negative and just pull off one more win.
And as is true with any sport, momentum is paramount. You know, of course, obviously the skill level and what have you, that you need that, but garnering that momentum and keeping it going.
That was a good way to summarize that long spout of information.
You know what? But you were it was more eloquent and articulate. I just summarize. That's what I do. I try to keep it short and sweet. Even though listen, if there's anything I'm good at is being long-winded, you were far from it. I know that inside and out. 55 out of Sean Patrick, so he's lost a bit of the momentum here. Pat Gallagher with a huge opportunity here, can get some distance between himself and Sean, or get larger distance. Oh, got away from him there. No, not a time for breakfast.
Yeah.
It's mid-afternoon, Pat. Breakfast is over.
I love to call a single 5, single 1, and a trip 20 brunch.
Yes,
it's a little
I've
bit
heard
better
that before as well.
Yeah.
I also love all the myriad stories I've heard about where the term breakfast comes from.
Absolutely.
And I feel like there's going to be one of those things like Carly Simon's You're So Vain. We'll never know exactly who she wrote it about, Mick Jagger or whatever. And at this point, I don't think anyone cares anymore anyway. So Mick Jagger's 97 years old and still walking. That's amazing in and of itself. And amazing in and of itself is the fact that Pat Gallagher is still in this match. He's got himself an out. Sean Patrick trying to get himself down to an out after dropping 3 straight. Won the first 4. Nice ton there by Sean Patrick, putting a little pressure on Pat, who's been feeling nothing but pressure since a couple opportunities early on in this match eluded him, unable to find the doubles, and then he found a hot streak. 40, leading him 105. He's got to decide on what he wants to leave himself for the possible next opportunity. Went for the bull and missed it.
Rough luck for Pat.
Sean Patrick, just outside. Drops down. What's going for the trip 19? Trip 19 or trip 17 would have worked just fine from there, but either way, leaves himself an 82. Pat Gallagher looking to tie this thing up. Sean Patrick, first bit of emotion I've seen out of him, kind of smiling, walking away like, wow, you know what? I really let this get away. He's very well aware of what he's up against here, and what Pat has done, and also the opportunities he's squandered himself. 76 is not going to do it. 76 remaining. So probably go for that trip 20, leave himself a double 8 if he gets the opportunity. That one got away from him as well. 46 leaves him a 56. So
it's good to at least keep it in the 20.
Of course.
They've been struggling with that.
Yeah, we've seen some errant darts slipping into the 1 and the 5. There's a single bull by Sean Patrick. It's a 42 double top to win.
Oh,
just
wow.
outside Sean Patrick.
You see Pat in the background going, wow,
yeah,
I can't believe I'm relishing in one more opportunity to tie this up, break the throw, and come out with
tie this up
and then come out strong with the first round to win the whole thing.
Doesn't get the double top, double 10 to tie this thing up. Seemed like the insurmountable lead for Pat, and that double 10 has been killing him, with the exception of the one where he went double and got, or triple double and got the win. But Sean Patrick just inside, double 10 for the win. Good marker, just inside, leaves himself the double 5. Got a tie ball game here between Sean Patrick and Pat Gallagher. Does he go for the double 5? Gave him a little trouble. He hit one before, and there it is. Double 2 to tie this up. Oh, got away from him. Sean Patrick looking to move on to round of 32. First time on the main stage, first season with CDC. Trying to walk it in. Single 5.
He won't be able to do it. To see if he'll fix. Yeah, he'll fix to leave himself 4.
That's if and only if Pat Gallagher trying to tie this thing up. Double 1, Pat Gallagher. He's going to walk it in. Not the way you wanted to walk it in. Go right at it. Oh! A wire. Sean Patrick, again, the opportunity to move on, to take down one of the New York boys. He himself trying to walk it into the double two, and he gets it. Sean Patrick, his first time on the main stage, his first season in the CDC, and he takes down a New Yorker in Pat Gallagher. A truly incredible match there. It looked like it could have gone any way after Sean had such a commanding lead, but again, a long format shows why we have this and what it can do for momentum and for these players. Sean Patrick finally smiling again. Pat Gallagher knows he let one slip away there. A little disappointment, still has a smile on his face that you come to expect out of him. A tremendous match there. Did not expect it to go that way. It seemed like he was dead to rights and mounted one heck of a comeback. But, hey, listen, we've still got a lot of darts left. We've got Dan Laube versus John Holland. We've got Aaron Jobert versus Bobby Freeman. These are all matches coming up. First is going to be Dan Laube and John Holland. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. The Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup will continue in a few minutes. Dart Connect Digital Steel Experience, CDC Event number 8, coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. I'm Colin Cosell. That was Jennifer Mounts. We will be back in just a few minutes. Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. The darts are just getting warmed up.
I'll be here calling the whole thing. So don't start without me. Warm up court, 9 darts? Yes. Warm up court, 9 darts. After we shoot goal, you get 9 darts. Warm up darts, Johnny. I'm just getting older. How long have you been playing? 20 years? No one knows. Oh, we got a heckler. Maybe go get a hat. No, I'm not playing anymore. That's right. We got to pay extra to have you here? I'm assuming you guys. I ain't paying that. I'll pay extra to have you thrown out. John, I'm assuming you guys have been warming up. So swings back up. Well, so won't need too many yet. No, I got your 10 minutes ago. I'm ready. Cujo, is this your bag back here? Yes, it is. Put the blue on the floor. That's fine. We may have to move it over this way. I'll put it down there. You're looking to swing back there, or Kevin, or John? Warm up? got to be at a camera shot.
From Sheepshead Bay in Brooklyn, New York City, the Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup continues right here. It's day 2, CDC Event number 8. The Dart Connect Digital Steel Experience continues. Colin Cosell joined by the mastermind, the Eugenius himself, Anthony Eugenia. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Colin, how are you?
Suddenly he's turned into the Wolfman. For those of you who remember old school radio,
we're going way back, back to the back wall. We're going to get a deep cut. Jackson Brown.
Next, we got a hit from Steely Dan. Anyway, we've got a better than Steely Dan right now. We've got Dan Laube Sr. versus John Holland. Tell us what we should know about these players, Anthony.
Well, Dan Laube, experienced player, has been on the scene since the 90s, made a few PDC World Championships in his heyday. He's having a really great weekend. Yesterday, I think he made a quarterfinal run. Most people out there would be more familiar with his prodigy, Danny Laube II, but the kid learned it from his old man. His old man's got some chops. He's a good player, good guy based in Indiana.
And the funny thing about them is the shooting style is completely different. Dan Laube Sr., just, regular traditional shooting style. Laube Jr., Laube II, you'd think he's throwing a basketball.
It's
He
Lauby
just kinda-
2.0. It
Yeah,
truly
2.0. It's unbelievable watching him shoot, and he does it at such a rapid rate too. That young man knows his board, he knows his outs, and he knows his shooting style. And you wouldn't know it. He just. Well, he said he played basketball, and he literally incorporated that into his shooting style. But now we get to watch the more traditional. What about in Lauby Sr.? What about John Holland?
John Holland is a Philadelphia player, a Philadelphia standard, a rock-solid player out of Philadelphia, involved in all of, he's wearing his Mr. Philadelphia Finals shirt. So, yeah, John is always in the mix of everything that's going down in Philadelphia. So I expect a good, solid match from these two.
Yeah, and of course the Philadelphia dart scene is tremendous. I mean, we can sit there and talk about Ohio and how it's the breeding grounds of incredible darts here in North America, or in the United States specifically. But Philadelphia, the scene there, tremendous. And it's, we've got a great scene here in New York City, obviously, Chicago, LA as well, and all throughout the country. But man, oh man. Philadelphia.
Agreed.
CDC goes down there. They come in droves.
Yeah, there are areas on par, but no one outclasses Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's tremendous, and that's coming from two New York sports fans too. We're giving props to Philadelphia, in spite of the fact that they're rivals and everything.
Look what this funny game does to you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Put it all aside when it comes to darts. So both gentlemen leading off with paltry 41s, but I'm sure that is going to change in due time as they get warmed up and ease into and get their rhythm going here. 43 out of John Holland there, Dan Lauby. His son was taken out yesterday by Mr. Gary French.
Gary, I hear, is having another pretty good day.
Took out Ross Snook.
Yeah.
Snook in the first round. Round of 64, and you've got two prospective finalists battling it out.
Tough draw. The CDC room is a tough room, people.
Yep.
It's a gauntlet, and it's designed as such.
Exactly. And for me, where I don't have any pressure of having to step on those boards, God, I love it. You guys really put together an incredible tournament.
Thank you, brother. I mean, that was the idea. We want that player at the end of the day to really hold that trophy and really feel that. Yeah, they earned it. The sweat in that, the sweat equity in that trophy. I'll paint the picture. You want to walk by a restaurant, as I did last night, and you peek in the window, and there is Nick Lindberg holding court with the CDC trophy right at the head of the table while he's enjoying dinner with friends.
Congratulations once again to Nick. The championship last night, third time a charm for him. And of course, as expected, the darts are increasing here in points.
Yeah, these two will settle in a little bit. As I expected, these two guys play a little bit more solid. When they're not quick players. They're not like, I don't think we're going to see a lot of quick paced, flashy stuff like we have.
You're not going to get the Robbie Maudry. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Rapid fire here. They are calculated players. And of course, scorekeeper for this, after losing the last match, is Pat Gallagher. Prides and joy of the Bronx, sporting a gorgeous CDC jersey, which you purchase
at A2ZDarts.com through Magic Man Apparel.
Not only is it a beautiful jersey, but you're also helping support everything. Go and get yourself a jersey. If you don't have a dart jersey yet, a dart shirt yet, what are you doing?
Yeah, we've spoken about that before, and we can't say it enough. Truly, if you appreciate what the CDC has been doing, what we're trying to accomplish, you support the people that support us. You support our sponsors, A to Z Shot, that supports the youth, and the other event sponsors we've had during the year. You look them up on our website. Those are the people that you go spend your darting dollar. And Dan Lauby picks up leg number 1.
Nice 46, 2 dart out, beautiful darts, and as aforementioned, beautiful jerseys. So do yourself a favor. Also, they're just comfortable. You don't even have to be throwing darts. They're just comfortable. They're great for golf too, and you have probably the most extensive commercial collection of jerseys.
Of dart shirts and
you probably
stuff.
have a walk-in closet dedicated to dart jerseys.
I have an issue.
No.
Well, I have two moving boxes of jerseys.
Well, at least you have the problem.
I have replicas. I'm a replica guy. I like player replicas.
And the problem is you're obsessed with jerseys. The solution is you got them, so it's perfect.
You get them.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Problem
Christmas
solved.
time. I treat myself.
So
but my wife is not too too akin to a walk-in dart jersey closet. So
Listen, if
we'll work on that.
If that's the worst of your troubles, then I think you guys will be just fine.
Amen to that.
Speaking of just fine, these darts between these two fine gentlemen are on the up and up. Dan Lauby, of course, taking that first leg with a 46 out of 10 double 18. Nice and smooth after we've seen a little bit of trouble with doubles from some of our players today. A gorgeous ton 37 out of Mr. Philadelphia, John Holland. And how does Lauby respond? There.
Looking darts.
Solid ton. So now these darts are starting to pick up. We take a look at their averages. Lauby with the 8, John Holland with the 68. Of course, the best of 9 format will continue until we get to our top 8, I believe.
Correct.
And then it becomes a best of 11, race to 6. So long format darts, and we actually saw it work. And the advantage of Pat Gallagher, who had a rough start, he was down 4-0 against Sean Patrick. Sean's first time on the main stage. Pat came screaming back and just came up a little bit short, but you wouldn't have seen that without long format. So one of the most important aspects of the CDC, other than no seeding until the championship, it's all luck of the draw, quite literally.
Kind of. We actually do see the tad bit. We
Well,
see
it's
top
weighted.
16. Yeah, we do see top 16, but a good portion of it, half of the draw is a random draw. But players are rewarded, which
Yes.
is the point of seeding. Rewarded on past performance. What Colin was referring to, at the end of the year, we have our tour championship, and that's based solely on how you perform this year. And
Thank you.
yeah, at the
Yes.
end of the 10 events, then that gets ranked 1 to 16.
I knew you'd walk me through this. I knew I'd find my way through. I was just maybe a little tired. I don't know. 8 hours of broadcasting yesterday, I guess, caught up with me. But nonetheless, we got all the information straight. The darts not so straight there. John Holland a little disappointed, left himself an out if he gets to it. Danny Lauby.
4. Was going for the 14 for double bull. You got to hit the big number, Colin.
Don't tell me, tell Dan. And he knows. You can see the disappointment in his face. Yeah, we'll shake the head. Not thrilled there. But he leaves himself double top if he gets the opportunity. That is in the hands of John Holland right now, stepping up to the Aki with a ton out.
A triple-digit 2 dart out.
Gotta love the 2 dart outs.
Wow.
That's not going to
Fix
do
that. Back to 19s. Oh.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
John just sort of puts his hands out. I don't know where that went.
Oh, all 3 of them escaping John Holland. Dan Lauby, an opportunity here to get just under halfway to the promised land to move on to the round of 32. Here. First dart, and without any hesitation, lands it right in the middle, just the way he planned it. Pat Gallagher, scorekeeping there. Hi, how are you? Oh, good. All right, excellent. Thought he was talking to us for a second there. John Holland to lead off this third leg, down 2-0. And a solid ton. Lauby 1. Lauby 1 Kenobi.
He
Go
is
with
the
that.
Has
Has that
He is the
has someone
sensei.
said that before?
No, but I like it.
That's his New Jersey. I gave Geoff Miller his nickname. They all call him Babyface back home. A soft tip tournament a couple of years ago. He said, they still call me Babyface? I said, oh, man, I'm sorry. He goes, no, I love it. I said, well, all right.
Well, good, because he's a very large gentleman.
He's
So
much larger than me.
Let's hope,
But he's a
let's hope
gentle-
he's satisfied with
He's a
it.
gentle giant, though. I mean, he's such a
I like
great
that look
guy.
with John Holland. I like that towel,
Yeah.
All right, come on, gents. Let's kick this up a bit. I mean, let's see, third leg in.
going-
Lauby's got a mid-80s, but it's only 2 legs. Let's see if Dan keeps this up.
Well, they're going back-to-back with tons here, and that streak is about to come to an end. John Holland hitting an error. Disappointment on his face, justifiably so. He knows he can shoot better, and so do we. He's just got to get it in motion. Dan Lauby at the Aki. Nice
Good.
96.
Good recovery. But it is something to watch a player's face when they let it go, and it it lands nowhere near its intended target.
John Holland.
It's just, John is struggling to find some range.
That was a nice recovery there with that third dart. A little too late, but at least it's still tight enough, Dan Lauby. Lauby 1, Kenobi 1. Oh, breakfast is served mid-afternoon. A little late for breakfast, but and no out for him. So John Holland trying to set himself up for an out, which he will undoubtedly have that opportunity.
Yeah, I didn't expect, when I said that they were going to play a solid match, I didn't expect it was going to be solidly poor.
Oh, wow. You know what? Shots fired. And you know what? I can't fault you for that.
I got to, you know, like I see it. But they're equally struggling, so it still remains anybody's match. It's one of these matches you get through ugly, and at this point I couldn't tell you who's got the edge. It looked like Lauby was a little bit more on edge with his triples, but he struggled. And you know, John at any time, I mean, you know, if John finds form, all of a sudden we've got a 1-5-3 out here, but John just can't seem to control where he wants him to go.
No, the darts seem to be escaping.
You know, he's obviously not throwing for the middle of the bed there on the 19. He's looking for a triple, and he's a good 2 inches off.
Yeah, and 2 inches in darts that's miles. Millimeters, you're right there on the wire.
Double
right
10.
There. Double 10 for Lauby to take a commanding 3-0 lead. Gets it. Third dart.
He's doing the business. It's ugly, but we're plodding along at 3-0.
We'll call it lackluster. I've seen uglier. And by uglier, yeah, I mean, like, put me on that board. You want to see ugly?
Well,
the definition of ugly?
Goodness gracious. I mean, it'd
breakfast
be brutal.
all day. Breakfast all day.
The darts would be ugly. The player would be quite handsome.
Oh, you are too sweet. Beautiful start there for Dan Lauby. A couple of handsome gentlemen right here in the booth and at the line.
Which we got to get some cameras for this booth.
No.
No narcissistic cameras. Give me a camera shot.
All right, fine. We'll take a selfie and we'll post it on the page. Nice start for John
We
Holland.
need in-booth cameras and yellow mustard jackets.
Oh, now we're talking. Sounds familiar.
Where'd you get that jacket?
Also have to put like a decanter of scotch in here. I'm pretty sure that was going on back in those days. A solid round there out of Dan Lauby. I'm drinking tea, I will have you know. John Holland steps up to the Aki after a nice ton to lead off. Need some big darts here to garner some momentum. That's you know what? It's
those
better
look good
than,
if he can.
Yeah, it looks
All
nice
right.
splash.
He must not like that lie. I thought he might like that lie and over the triple and kind of slide it underneath, but he may like it the reverse to sort of come over the top.
Already saw an angle that we did not see, but a solid 81 out of Dan Lauby. Now John Holland, I'd say he needs a ton 40 right here just to
see. Now there's
going.
a dart that he wants.
Get another one, John. All right, a ton will do. Ton 40 would have been better, but hey,
at that
better
point,
than splashing
we'll take
into
that.
into a single 9 or anything along those lines. Dan Lauby drops down, trying to even it out a little bit. 59, scored 148 remaining. John Holland trying to set himself up for an out. Should he get that opportunity?
Ton 40 is necessary.
Paramount.
He got one.
And he gets it.
The second one.
John Holland listening to the wise words of Anthony Eugenia, knocking down that ton 40, leaving himself a 102 out. If he gets that opportunity, Dan Lauby gets back-to-back trip 20s.
Double 14.
Oh, just outside. Just outside. What a huge opportunity for John Holland, though. You're going to scratch and claw your way back into it. What better way to do it?
This is the spot to turn this match around. Treble 20.
Sizes it up, doesn't get it there. Triple 17,
double
ball.
to recover this.
He's had a little trouble at the bottom of the board, just outside there. Didn't splash the way he did, but it might be a little too late. Comes away with the 38. 64 remaining. Dan Lauby, double 14, 3 darts at it. First one goes right in. Dan Lauby takes a 4-0 lead. Now, we have seen players come back before. Pat Gallagher just moments ago made it a 4-3 match before losing the deciding match. Not deciding, but losing that 5th leg to Sean Patrick. Can John Holland find that same sort of magic, but actually execute and follow through in the end? An 85 to begin. And the the triples seem to be escaping Laube, except for that third dart there. You can never count him out.
He's done well on that triple 19 on that third dart. 4-0 is now. It's the time to just sort of
your back's against the wall.
Get that.
Throw your darts.
Oh, from John's standpoint, yeah, and like you
like
said, this is where you sometimes see people relax a little bit and actually turn it around a little bit, throw better.
Yeah, there's two things you can do there. You can either just roll over and accept your fate, or relax, play like you're practicing at home.
You've got nothing to lose.
Exactly. And nobody wants to end their day early, so we'll see how John Holland reacts in the face of adversity. He's finally finding that trip 20 rather consistently. I was eluding him before. Dan Laube shooting a respectable 86 on the match.
I'd say a quiet 86.
Yes.
Like he's yet to really do anything that astounded us.
No.
But you finish 5 legs at 86, it's a respectable dart match.
You know what? A win's a win nonetheless. If he comes away with this victory, it doesn't have to be pretty. Later on, it does. As we move on in this tournament.
Yeah, this won't last you long.
No.
In a room like this.
Just unbelievable talent here.
That'll do it. He's exactly up. Can we fill it up?
Just outside, nice ton 40, leaves him 101 out. That is a 2-dart out. John Holland, on the other hand, has a 3-dart out in front of him, and he needs it right now. John Holland. Not going to do it that way. 119 left. Does he stay up top, or does he drop down?
Downstairs.
There you go. 57, 72 scored, 62 remaining. Trying to set himself up. Should Dan Laube Sr. not finish it off? Single 6. So that'll leave him with a 56.
Correct.
Dan Laube trying to get our first shutout on the stream this weekend.
81, triple 19. 2 12s.
Just outside, John Holland staying alive like Travolta, steps up to the line with a 56 out. That is possibly the worst joke I've ever made, but I'm going to keep it nonetheless.
Nobody noticed. Keep moving. Tops, John Holland.
10. Finds it. John Holland is alive indeed, 4-1. And I believe he gets to lead off this leg as well. Nope, it's Dan Laube.
Put that brush away, Colin.
I'm not doing anything. I have no
John
brush.
Holland's on the board.
Yes, sir, 4-1. So he was able to hold serve there, and it seems to be the Laube way today. It's all about the 96 Open. If he doesn't find that trip 20 at first, drops down that 19, and it has been good to him. John Holland trying to find that trip 20 with a little more consistency. Ton 40 open for John Holland. Watch out, folks.
If he matches it this next turn, then we've really got a little bit of a turn. Let's see if he's settled down.
Wow.
Great turn by Danny.
That's outstanding. Holland needs at least a ton 40 to stay in this. Just outside. That one got away from him, much like the earlier darts. Third dart solid, but is it going to be enough?
A minimum of, well, Danny will set himself up better than a ton. What do we shoot here for?
He needs more than a ton in order to set himself up.
186.
Up,
how do we get out of it? All right, good.
Nice.
Yep. Good dart there, and that's with a turn like that is what John Holland would fear. He's in serious trouble. I would think Laube would probably have about 6 at this 1-3-4.
Wow, beautiful darts by John Holland, pulling out the 139, giving himself a chance at an out should Mr. Laube, and he will not be able to get out in this round. So John Holland will, in fact, have a chance to cut the lead in half, which moments ago seemed insurmountable.
56, 52.
52 remaining.
52 when Dan goes again. If he goes, let's see if John can
John needs this.
Piece two of these together, it's been far and
wow,
few
tremendous.
between. A single 20 and a hope and a prayer.
Yes, sir. And he's gonna need every prayer right now because Dan Laube has been really solid with his doubles. Gets that 12. Whoa. Very close. And he comes away with it. Dan Laube will move on. 5-1, an absolutely dominant performance. Fist pump in excitement. He knows he's done good. Not the prettiest match, but he got the job done, and Dan Laube will move on to the top 32. And
win in advance.
John Holland will have to call it a day until the next one. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we've only just begun, like the Carpenters. We've got Aaron Jobert and Bobby Freeman coming up in just a few minutes. I'm Colin Cosell. Mr. Anthony Eugenia, what's your prediction for the Jobert Freeman match?
I'll give you a little scouting report on both. Bobby Freeman's a very he's an up-and-coming player out of New Jersey that's been highly involved in Dart Players New York and Dart Players New Jersey. Has really bought into the whole system that we're trying to sell, the Dart Players and the Singles League and the CDC system. Yep. And Bobby will be the first one to tell you that he's seen vast improvement in his game in the last 3 to 4 years. He's become a better player. I've seen it. I've seen him progress from a player that was subject to early outs at a lot of DPNY events to a player that's now regularly in the top 16 and peaking into that top 8 in the New York area. So Bobby's up and coming. On the other side, Aaron Jalpert's a player out of Maine. Very solid dart player, member of the infamous Suicide 9 squad in the Minuteman Dart League. Aaron's got some pretty good chops. We've seen him a few times this year on the feature board. I will certainly have to give the nod to this match to Mr. Jalpert.
All right.
Just based on the skill that I've seen and experience level. But don't be surprised if Bobby's in this match at some point. If you see it, if it's a 3-2 or a 4-3 at some point.
All right. Well, we anticipate an incredible match. If you got to run and grab a drink or a snack or the bathroom, now's the time to do it because we're going to be back in just a moment. Literally, these two gentlemen are getting warmed up. It is the Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup, event number 8 in Brooklyn, New York. I'm Colin Cosell. He's Anthony Eugenia. We will be right back. Jobert and Freeman coming up next.
I'm assuming you boys been warming up a lot.
How are we hearing in the other end? Crickets? talked to him. It was like, I can still picture it.
When I was young, I'm sure we're probably around the same age.
I'll be 46 this year.
Around 44. So
Yeah, so yeah, pretty much the same age.
I don't know if I remember that.
It might have not been that. I was in Texas when I was for a while, and I came back, and then. I gave you good luck on your Facebook.
I did not. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a gentleman. Oh, come on, stop.
New York City, Brooklyn to be specific, the home of events number 7 and 8, the Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup, and the Dart Connect Digital Steel Experience. I'm Colin Cosell, joined once again by the great Anthony Eugenia. We've seen some great darts so far. We saw a pretty lopsided match, the last one between Dan Lauby Sr. taking down John Holland 5-1. Start off with some paltry numbers, turned it around. Dan Lauby finished with a 90.4 match average. John Holland started to pick it up a little bit, but came a little short with a 79.5 .8 average and was unable to get the momentum going. But now we move on to a match between Aaron Jobert and Bobby Freeman. You gave us a bit of a preview before we came into this, so we know these guys a little bit better, but we've got a plethora of information more about them, including their whereabouts, their leagues, and what they mean to the darts community from their respective states. Aaron Jobert hailing from Maine and Bobby Freeman from New Jersey. Aaron Jobert plays in the Minuteman Dart League, and he's on a team called the Suicide Nine. Just to throw one name out there, his teammate, this guy named Tom Sawyer. You may have heard of him. He's one heck of a shot. And I mean, there's 9 guys, and it's a Suicide Nine for a reason, Anthony.
Yeah, it's an insane group that you would just not want to play on a weekly basis up there in New England. So.
Or at all.
Or at all. So credit to them for putting together what used to be called a bomb squad in my neighborhood.
Unbelievable. And then you've got Bobby Freeman hailing from New Jersey, one of the biggest darts enthusiasts in the tri-state area, participates in DPNY, DPNJ, NYDL, and the CDC. And you know what? What I love about him, he comes in here and he says, no, I don't expect to win this. I expect to pay my money and play against the best players in North America to elevate my game. He said to anyone out there that complains, I'm going to lose, I don't want to waste that money, you're not doing yourself a service as a dart player. You're doing yourself a vast disservice, as Bobby Freeman is ready to go, throwing his hands up in the air. But his passion for this game and what he has done, what he sacrifices, if you'll put it that way, to elevate his game, and it has worked, and you've seen it firsthand.
Absolutely, yeah. I know Bobby Freeman intimately. He's been a participant in DPNY for many years, and yeah, Bobby, I've seen the progression in Bobby. Bobby's become less and less intimidated by a tough room like this, and that's part of playing on a repetitive basis. And yeah, Bobby's progressed from round to round as every year's going on. And yeah, Bobby could not be more thrilled to be up there on this feature board, as you saw him. Well, exalted his hands up.
It's funny. We sometimes try to alternate because we don't want to do too many matches in a row and like blow out your voice or just get burnt out. I saw Bobby was coming up next, and it's just like, you know what? I can't miss a Bobby Freeman match, and he would hold it against me as well. So, Bobby, welcome to the big stage. I'm thrilled to be covering you. And for Mr. Jobert, it is an honor and a privilege to be covering a member of the Suicide Nine. And once again, a shout out to my buddy Tom Sawyer. I haven't seen him in quite some time.
Don't forget Tom Curtin.
And Tom Curtin, my God, you're right. I'm sorry.
Tomcat.
I'm a little sluggish.
Well, see, that's
today.
What's scary about a group like that.
I know,
Everybody
right?
focuses on Sawyer, and then all of a sudden,
like,
Tom Curtin bleeds.
In there.
He bleeds you to death with 140s.
Yeah, your favorite. Jen and I were shouting you out before. There's ton 40s like being sprayed everywhere, and I said that's Anthony's favorite. Ton 80, all you like, but if you want to get in the good graces of Anthony Eugenia, you spray some ton 40s.
Ton 40s win championships.
Yes, sir. No.
But Bobby's looking really good. Look at here. I mean, Bobby looks really solid, and with all due respect, and I know Bobby would take this. This is not what you would see from Bobby Freeman 4 years ago.
No, not at all.
Bobby would be much more more nervous about going into this match. He looks very calm, very solid.
Yeah.
He's had some good results in the last 2 years.
And I think he would agree with that, undoubtedly. He's very self-aware and just wants to get better. His passion for this game is incomparable, except for the man sitting directly to my left, Anthony Eugenia. But that kind of passion is what we love, and the fact that he keeps coming out for these events. He tries to make every event he can, every tournament he can, every tour he can. So kudos to him, and of course, Aaron Jobert getting a little run for his money here in this first leg. Bobby Freeman has been strong and steady there in the 20s, dropping down the 19, trying to level himself out.
Yeah, that'll still leave him in good stead. He'll be in a decent shot. Let's see, how much pressure can Aaron really apply on there.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed 3 darts at his out, and Jobert will have a shot at an out if Bobby does not take this out.
I'm trying to disseminate what Bobby was up to there. If he hits the 419s, that's 76. That's a 24. Sure. That's 24 remaining. That's what I thought he was doing.
Yes. A huge opportunity there. Still gorgeous darts. 97 leaves him a 60. That is a single double on the 22 dart out. 2 dart out for Bobby Freeman as well. Has become a 3 dart out. And double top to take this first leg. Well, he hit the 20 all right.
But he cost himself a dart. by not hitting the big number. You got to hit the big number, kids. You got to practice when you're playing around the board. It's vital to be comfortable and confident.
Case in point, Aaron Jobert takes that first leg, steals it away from Bobby Freeman, and also breaks his serve. So now Jobert gets to lead off this second leg, leading 1-0. A 65 average there.
Aaron is a CDC Q School winner. Off the top of my head, I believe he won the Which City Q School, and that earned his tour card and a sponsorship to play the whole tour. So we've seen Aaron. This is his first year on the CDC tour, so he's been mixing it up at every stop, and he made his way out to Vegas to play in the PDC U.S. Darts Masters. So Aaron's definitely got himself out there in the last year, mixing it up at the highest level possible.
So the only way to get better. I haven't made it out to Vegas yet. Next summer, I'm going to be there.
It's a must. It really is.
Yeah,
I insist it's a no-brainer to people. I have to be honest with you.
I'll make sure I get
on multiple levels.
Yes, absolutely.
They scheduled during the All-Star break. You'll be all right.
Sure.
Yeah.
A tough schedule this year, having it the same week as July 4th. But
there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons that go into that, and it's tough to evaluate that stuff. I would anticipate a move off of that. I don't think things worked out exactly the way that they anticipated. So
sure they'll change that accordingly and try to get the maximum attendance possible, both in shooters and in the crowd. Can't wait to dress up as something and just dance around like an idiot. That's just.
I say you go the banana for the peanut butter jelly time guy.
Oh, perfect.
I think that's Colin Cosell.
You know what? I'd rather just be in the booth for a match or two, but maybe that's.
If they knew what was good for them, they'd have CC
in the booth. Your lips to God's ears, Anthony Eugenia. Your lips to God's ears. All right, getting back to the match here. Bobby Freeman's been struggling a little bit. Has not found the triple at all so far in this second leg. Aaron Jobert with an opportunity, which has been squandered with that first dart falling to the 1-1. He seems to keep falling into that, but then he recovered quite nicely. Down, tried to get the 15 there. Came up a little short. So 62 remaining. Bobby Freeman just trying to leave himself a possible out if he gets that opportunity. Got that nice pullback stroke. He goes all the way back to get that top release.
Nice arc.
Yes, get that top release and get that arc in there.
16.
And that is why he's a member of the Suicide Nine. That is just a beautiful, mellifluous throw there. All three darts calculated and precise, giving Aaron Jobert a 2-0 lead. Bobby Freeman to lead off this third leg. Needs some really big darts here. Now, is this Aaron's first time on the big screen?
No, it is not. We've actually covered him in Chicago.
Ah.
I believe we also covered him in. It was either Ontario. It might have been Ontario. So yeah, we've seen Aaron, I believe, at least 3 times.
Wow,
possibly
all right.
4. Yeah.
See, you miss enough matches, Colin. You miss enough tour stops, and that's what happens. That's why I turned to Anthony to fill in the blanks for me, because can't be everywhere at once, unfortunately. Next year.
Oh, we can't wait. We can't wait.
See what I can pull off there. Pulling off. Music in the background. We had an interlude there. It was nice. That was my wife. Yeah,
Hi, Mrs. Cosell.
Yes, that's right. She's a Mrs. now. First time I've ever done a broadcast where I've referred to her as my wife, so that's kind of fun. Enough about me. Let's talk about these gentlemen right here. Lackluster darts so far. I mean, it was a strong out, but I'm expecting more out of Aaron, especially knowing that he's been on the main stage before. And Bobby Freeman, who looks so calm and cool and collected, now he's looking a little rattled.
Completely agree. Yeah, Bobby impressed us in that first leg to leg and a half. Looked a little solid. His darts were grouped much better, and they've sort of spread out. He's been a little wayward, and yeah, we've seen better results from Aaron before. So yeah, this is certainly at this point a little disappointing.
I gotta say though, that sleeve on his right arm, Aaron Jobert, I've seen many sleeves. Usually it's some sort of like tribal thing or like some sort of scene. It looks like he's got the universe going on his sleeve. Whoever did that, just tremendous work. Like that is beautiful ink right there.
It's fantastic.
And a fantastic ton. Nice to see some big darts coming out of the big boys right now.
He is himself
a tattoo
artist.
Yes. So you better find the best.
Yes.
Can't follow that first dart. That's a little disappointing, and you can see it in Bobby Freeman's face as well. Jobert with a big opportunity here. He's not going to be able to get an out here, but he can set himself up nicely because Bobby will not be able to get an out. 189, just trying to set himself up should he get that opportunity.
Yeah, Bobby now, it seems to be struggling.
Yeah, he's
to
really
find a triple.
rattled. Deep breath, Bobby. Deep breath. Long format. Not your first rodeo, sir. Trying to get that in, and he will, in doing so, leave himself double top.
I think we were trying for a double there, correct?
Yes.
Yep. But this is it. Bobby Freeman takes this. It cures all ills, and we've got a completely different match.
Got away from him, leaving him 70, and leaves him 60, so he's going for 20 double top there, but that's only if Mr. Jobert doesn't hit this, and he does. Nice and smooth right in the middle, just like he drew it up, and that gives him the now commanding 3-0 lead over Freeman. His average still hovering around 68, not the averages you'd want out of these gentlemen, and if they want to advance, it's going to have to get better. Bobby Freeman talking to a friend there on the side.
Bobby knows he's a little bit of bother.
He's in a bit of trouble. That's fine. I'll hang out and have a good time and watch these darts. He loves this game so much. Nice solid ton there from.
But Bobby Freeman throws, a 15 darter here. It fixes things, and those are not darts to get you a 15 darter.
No.
Aaron is putting the pedal down.
And a beautiful ton 40 after getting those first two in the bed and gave himself a nice big opening in the trip. Instead fell into the same line he was in before, having moved over to no avail. Bobby Freeman just not finding it. Bobby's looking a little dejected right now. Again, deep breath, Bobby. You know you've got it in you. We've seen it.
It's all disappointment. It's
yeah,
when you see players dejected, it's simply, and we, as players, you put in so much time and effort and dedication that it gets a bit frustrating when the results aren't there in a big spot. You know you can do better.
That's like a driving test. You take a class for 3 months and you've aced everything, and then you go out there and you hit one curb and it's all over.
It sounds like
me.
Bio story.
What? I got mine on the first try, I'll have you know. Another beautiful ton 40
Thank
there
you very much.
Out of Aaron Jobert, leaving himself 61. Bobby Freeman is pretty much dead to rights in this particular match. Jobert, let's predict. What's he going to do here?
Treble 15. Right, that leaves 46. 10-6 wedge. Yep, 6 for tops.
He's been crushing that double
Absolutely.
top. And
one look, one double. Boom.
Yeah, he's just been absolutely crushing it. John Holland doing the scoring there. Nice to see a smile on his face after a very tough match against Dan Lauby Sr. And Bobby Freeman, his back is very much up against the wall. So what better time to hit that 15 darter, as aforementioned by Mr. Eugenia. He exhibited his clairvoyance before going dart for dart with Aaron Jobert, who followed him exactly into victory there for that fourth leg.
He's got an earpiece in.
Oh, then he knows what I'm saying too. That's not good.
No, just my mic.
Oh, all right, good. I'm going to ask him for some tattoo tips. Keep all of mine hidden.
Keep the needles clean, tip 1.
Thank you. The cleanest tip. And Bobby Freeman's still struggling. That 57 average. You've seen Aaron Jalbert's average go up to 74 now. It
Look
starts
at
to get
this.
better and better. Pedals to the metal here for Mr. Jalbert. For Bobby, this is pretty much, it's come down to kind of a practice for him. Just throw your darts and just relax.
It might be Coitons.
Yeah.
For Bobby Freeman.
Coitons, he says.
Coitons.
Coitons. You might, Rabbit. You might. Bugs Bunny, old school
I know
Bugs
it heart
Bunny.
for heart.
Oh.
My family, it's on request in my
It's
house.
so good. It's so good. And another gorgeous round there by Aaron.
Oh, so he's hiding in the stove, is he?
He's hiding in the stove, eh? Beautiful triple. Right now, Aaron Jobert is throwing darts that, for all intents and purposes, could carry him to the final. He's throwing just tremendous, tremendous darts. 91 leaves him double top, which he's been pounding for all 4 legs.
You might, Rabbit. You might.
You might, Rabbit. You might. And for all the kids out there who are wondering
Kids,
what
they
we're
don't
talking
even
about,
know who Bugs Bunny
not
is.
a chance. And not the good Bugs Bunny either. Aaron Jobert for the win. His first double 20 that he misses. But he gets it there on the second dart. Aaron Jobert moves on easily against Bobby Freeman. Our condolences, Bobby. It was great seeing you on the big stage. We expect big things out of you in the future. And Aaron Jobert, his darts picked up and picked up. He went from a paltry around a 58 average and up to 21. Not easy to build your average up. Very easy to break it down. But the way he started throwing better and better as the match progressed, I expect big things out of Aaron Jobert. We will have one more top 64 match coming your way, I'm pretty certain. Avery Bazzetti comes over to say hello to them. We might get him in the booth again today. Heard rave reviews about Avery.
Yeah, I heard good things.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun watching him just take the reins and do both play-by-play and color commentary.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He was a tour de force.
I've
First
been
time
so
in the booth.
busy. Like, this coming week is a week that I go back and I enjoy all the matches and get caught up on all the commentary and all that good stuff. And, you know, it's my week's entertainment, you know. I'm so busy here. So I really look forward to hearing what Avery sounded like and everyone else that you've had in the booth.
Well, he did a tremendous job, and he said, "Do you have any constructive criticism?" I said, "Well, just let me do my job from time to time. That's all. That's all I ask of you." And he goes, "Oh man, I feel bad." I said, "Don't. Everyone's been singing your praises." So we might get him back in here. We might have a few more guests. We've got another 6 matches to go. We'll have another top 64, and then we'll break it down to 32, 16, 8, 4, and of course the final. Mr. Eugenia, it has been a pleasure as always. I'm sure we'll see you back in here in due time. But in the meantime, go take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. CDC Event number 8, the Magic Darts Championship Dart Circuit Road to the Continental Cup continues here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm Colin Cosell. He's Anthony Eugenia.
Peace out.
We'll see you in just a few minutes.